All right. Take it away, bud.
Well, welcome to our Wednesday, January 15th. Can you believe it's already the middle of January?
I can't. Crazy.
It's like, it's just disappearing so fast.
It's not okay. And it's cold.
It is cold, but it's not the coldest night. But
We will get to that.
We will wait.
Point for
We
Tasha.
will wait.
First of all, we are having some technical difficulties on
can't even
our
talk.
website. If you've tried to go to turtlebuzz.com, we went to a new domain host, and there was a massive, terrible, awful glitch, and our website is gone.
Yeah.
So we're in the process of trying to rectify that with much love from Danielle and Ben, our web people. So apologize if you looked for our website. It is currently down, but please, if there is any God I can pray to out in the universe, it will be back tomorrow. The newsletter is still coming out tomorrow morning. If you haven't signed up for that yet, you can head over to our Facebook page that you're already on, and on the left side menu at the bottom, you can sign up for our newsletter there to get a snapshot of all the things that are happening in the upcoming week. Couple of
Instagram
things.
can't see you. Sorry, Instagram, you can only see me.
Sorry. I always get caught up in the one. I wish you could turn it the other way, because then you get the longer. It's really annoying. Instagram, get on that. So hi, here's my beautiful face. Banff Mountain Film Festival. If you haven't heard about that, that is happening on January 21st at the Marigold at 7 p.m. Really great, never before seen independent films on mountain climbing and life. And are you guys fans of that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be really great, and all new films this year, so that's happening January 21st.
And the tickets are so reasonable, too.
They are, and it is first come, first seated, so you can't select your own seats there, so you want to get there early to catch that at the Marigold, January 21st at 7.
I'm seeing some thumbs up.
Woo!
Like that.
Absolutely. Share that. That's going to be highlighted in our newsletter tomorrow, but you can also find it on Facebook events as well. It's
the Trail Shop.
Trail Shop. Yeah, that's right. Commercial Safety College. Also, we were there in the before Christmas. It was in the fall, but it was pretty wintry. And we did a video with them, and they are actually having a workshop at the Nova Scotia Works on Inglis Place on January 17th from 10 to 11. This is a great school if you are looking for job opportunities or maybe to switch careers. They do a lot of great stuff with Class 1 driving and heavy equipment operating. So they're having something on January 17th, 10 to 11 at the Nova Scotia Works on Inglis Place. So if you just want to check it out and get some information, they're going to be there. And we're going to have a video coming out in the next week or two that we shot there about what they have going on at the college. I don't want to be a spoiler alert, but I got to drive a tractor trailer.
Oh dear. But I do know that it was very cold.
I was going to say, let me tell you, that is our last November shoot, which is all leading into the coldest night of the year, because that was the coldest day. It was in the -20s.
It was crazy.
We had to keep going inside. I'm like wearing the scarf, or I'm like, I can't take it off, or I can't stop shivering. It was so cold.
I was working from home where it was nice and warm.
Oh my God. Steve and I were just absolutely frozen.
How many gears, Alicia? I need to know.
I don't know. I should know, but I only drove around the parking lot.
How many did you grind?
I didn't. It was. No, I honestly can't remember. I think that was 2 out of my mind. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But it was super fun, and they do a lot of great stuff there. And the teachers are amazing. It's a really nice facility out there.
Awesome.
Also, this weekend is the Rogue Grappling, which doesn't happen often in Truro. They're over in the New Glasgow area, but there is a jiu-jitsu tournament happening this weekend at the NSCC. Rogue Grappling 7 Cold Snap, January 18th. That's also in the newsletter if you want more information on that.
Yeah.
There are a ton of things happening this month and this winter, whether it's fat biking workshop, there's classes happening. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, definitely hop to our Facebook menu there and check it out. The website is down if you currently missed that. We had a snafu switching domains, and we're hoping, please, dear God, it's going to be up tomorrow. But if not, the newsletter is still coming out, and you can sign up for it if you haven't already on our Facebook group. Now, make sure we got nothing here.
Yeah, we got a comment there, I see.
Diane, hi everyone. The cheese I won was so good.
Oh, yay.
We're so glad to hear that. It was pretty, that was an excellent day we had.
So good.
Oh my God.
Thanks
And
for watching.
hi, Gordon Sells.
Feel free to throw up a share as well, because this is a really important fundraiser, and it's very important to our community. So
What is the fundraiser we're talking about, Tasha?
coldest night of the year, woo-hoo, which is not February 29th, but I accidentally made a mistake for. It is February 22nd. Saturday, February 22nd.
Yeah.
So Speaking of which, we are with Todd and Krista,
Hey.
and I put the proper titles in the description, so we'll pop those up. But yeah, so what can you
Sorry,
guys tell
Instagram,
us
my
about the
tripod is
coolest night of the
in
year?
there,
I
so-
know, it's like Alicia's messing with stuff.
Sorry, it's just this one. Okay, there you go.
Multiple platforms.
Yeah.
It's important that we start with a little bit of a history of where Churro Homeless comes from. We were a registered nonprofit founded in 2014 as an out-of-the-cold shelter that took place during the winter only in various churches around Truro. Hub House itself was purchased in 2017 and it was opened at 862 Prince Street, just down the street. It's primarily run by volunteers, which include board members like Krista and myself.
Yep.
And we have some staff as well, which run overnight. Most of our wages, if not all of our wages, are paid by donations and fundraising done.
Oh my God, I know
Yeah,
that.
it's a lot of time and a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's
And through the United Way
And-
grant too. The United
yeah.
Way has been super
Yeah, they
supportive of
do
the
so much.
shelter.
Terry
Yeah,
Learning, her
great.
crowd are
So-
just fantastic.
Yeah.
They fund our navigator coordinator who works with the clients and with the getting the volunteers in. So most of our funding, again, comes from donations, fundraising, and the United Way. And as well, Burger Week is a big one. That,
Oh,
Yes.
Oh no!
we're already starting our stretchy pants.
Yeah, there's going to
They,
be posts starting about that real
they
quick.
post-
Let's just say I've worked out twice this week to make up for it. I'm working on it.
So that's a big one coming up as well.
Yeah.
And this year, new for us was Smile Cookies from Martin Trainers Tim Hortons.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love the smile cookie.
And I have
do.
goosebumps. Like when we had fairly minimal expectations, but we got a total
That was
of what was the total from
it was
that?
just over $8,000.
$8,000 in
$8,000.
cookies. Churro, you guys
So-
love your
We do
cookies.
love our
and
cookies.
We love that you love your cookies.
We
Can I
do
just
love
say
our
that?
cookies. So is that whenever they do the smile cookie
That was
fundraiser?
this year. I guess Martin Trainer approached another board member and said that he wanted to give it to us this year. So it's the first year we've ever gotten money from Smile Cookies.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Give us some
Amazing.
love. Like,
Yeah.
throw up some hearts if you've
Pick
done
the
it.
road
Yeah.
to Martin's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Some of
It
the
is.
other areas as
Pictor
well. I'm not
Road,
sure.
Willow Street,
Yeah.
and the two on Pictor Road, and I believe Main Street was his as well.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
So that was excellent for sure.
And then we get very little government funding. So
Shocking.
that is
Yeah.
to say, the fiscal year that we're in right now, we did get funding from the county.
Okay.
So
Mhm.
we get very little.
Yeah, for sure.
But every little bit helps, right? And
Absolutely.
that's the
Yeah.
real big goal here is to try
Yeah.
and keep that going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then in 2017, the need for an all year round shelter was established. So at that point, Hub House was a thing. So we're on Prince Street. We're a 16 bed facility, often operating at capacity. Which, if you think about it, maybe homelessness in Truro isn't as visible as in like in other cities or
Right.
whatever. But yeah, the facility is often full. 150 to 200 individual guests on average per year. Our
Wow.
numbers are up this year so far. We talk about something called bed nights. So that's not a measure of how many individual people, but it's how many times a bed was occupied. And so far this year, 647 beds have been occupied
Wow.
since this year.
So there's a huge need.
Yeah, since opening, 8,230 beds have been occupied. We get a lot of local folks. We get some from out of town if other shelters are full. They have no other option. Some are passing through. We're an overnight shelter. We have hot meals, bagged lunch, daytime coverage. If there's really super bad weather, we try to get enough volunteers in there for that. And we also provide clothing and personal care items. A lot of the food, a lot of the clothing, we have so much community support. This past couple months was incredible, to see the people coming to the door, whether it would be, through their organizations or just individuals that had come together. Yeah, so it's great that way. And then Todd mentioned the navigator, so that's the United Way funded position. That's a daytime position where we have someone that's actually helping the clients find housing, find employment, apply for other financial resources, that kind of thing.
That's good. So you can help them get on their feet.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and,
The
and
next
she
steps.
works closely with CMEJ, the fine folks across the road from the
Yes,
shelter in
thank
their
you very
beautiful
much.
new building.
Yeah,
So
that's
uh,
amazing too. by the way.
Canadian Mental Health Association. I guess I should not abbreviate for those who aren't aware, but yeah. So anytime there's a mental health need, yeah.
That's awesome.
I also just wanted to really quickly go over, because I guess part of my message today is, homelessness is a reason for people to have other problems that they can't get out of the cycle of,
Yeah.
right? So some common reasons for homelessness that I've heard personally, unable to find affordable housing. So if you think about it and you're homeless, you can't find a place to live. Even if you were to get funding, it's hard to afford it.
Right.
Plus to come up with the first month's rent damage deposit. It could be escaping domestic violence, other social systems that they're transitioning from.
Yeah, there's definitely emergency situations that come up that you wouldn't expect to be in that situation.
Exactly, yeah. Like a physical or a mental health crisis, the end of your sick benefits, job loss, so that could be individual or a mass layoff like we've had in our
The forestry industry.
in our province in general, yeah. Also like housing disasters, so maybe you have a home but you weren't able to afford your insurance and so now you don't have a home. And also there's always addictions, and that's kind of a stigma around homelessness is addictions, but people need to realize too, yes, it may have been there first, or maybe it wasn't and they were homeless and fell to the point where they just needed something to help cope, right? So we just need to really be mindful of the reasons why people end up in that situation. Also, so I've heard and saw, and everybody has, why don't they just get a job? And it just irks me. It irks me so bad because, think of it. Like, so you're living on the street, or maybe in a shelter. Like maybe you didn't have a way to write a resume.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have the resources to find the opportunities. You don't have an address to put on your resume.
That's a big thing. It's a permanent residence address, because then you can't open a bank account, and most places require you to have automatic deposit.
That never occurred to me.
Yeah, it's a vicious cycle.
Or where do you tell them to contact you?
Yeah.
Just get a job. Okay, well they call you on what phone, right? If you don't have a phone.
Oh gosh.
So at the shelter we provide them with an address they can get mail at and a phone and things like that as well. Minimal experience or gaps in employment, clean or appropriate clothing isn't always available. Maybe you need a pair of $200 work boots and you don't have them. Disability or injury benefits run out. Still not able to work after that. Medication. So medication is a huge thing. So if you think about it, like maybe you've gone through, cancer treatments, or maybe you've gone through a mental health crisis, you need medication. You need medication to work, but you need to work to afford your medication. So it's a cycle, right? And then also ageism. So I've heard a few people want to work, apply to work, but either they're too young and they're not getting a call back, or they're close to retirement age and so they're not getting a call back. They may be qualified, but
I can kind of speak a little bit to that. I know we've talked about it in the past, but I was a stay-at-home mom for the last 11 years, and it really was hard to find a job. A lot of employers didn't look at me as if I had any experience and no relatable work experience. And you know what? We ran a house for those 11 years on one family, like one single income, and it wasn't easy. And
it gets harder year after year.
It does get harder, and it took a really long time. And like the program through FutureWorks, I'll throw them out again.
Basically, what she's saying is, I swooped in and saved the day.
Yay!
Flying
For the
flying
rescue.
But it's easy to see that I absolutely love what I've fallen into, and I love doing what I do.
And to potential hiring folks out there, there's a lot of good if you give someone a chance, and often it takes the interview to, have them prove that, right?
Right,
so
for sure. So give them a chance.
There's so many points in there I never even considered.
Limited work in a small town, no way to get to work, that kind of thing. So
no public transit makes it.
Oh yes,
so Todd, you can take it away.
Before I jump into the coldest night itself, there was a company I forgot to mention that gave us a really big donation this year that I should mention, because they gave us $3,000 worth of clothing, and that was Stanfield's.
Wow.
Stanfield's.
So
They
had a big initiative this year to support local, and Jessica reached out and chose us.
That's awesome.
And to kind of piggyback on your point, there's so many businesses out there. We had the Old Road Barbecue almost every Sunday night for quite some time, donating what they had left over because they're closed on Monday.
Truro Pizza House every Wednesday, they bring us pizza.
And I apologize to anybody for forgetting.
So many
Please
people,
know.
There's so many people.
We have half hour. We could take the whole thing.
Half hour. We try to post it on
thank you.
Facebook and everything as it get it.
And the guests are so grateful.
Yeah. So coldest night, as they said, is February 22nd. It's going to be held at the Farmers Market here in Truro. Registration will be at 4 p.m. And the opening ceremony, it's 5 p.m. It's going to start with a little bit of a talk, a speech from myself and Joan, and we got to fill a couple minutes, so whoever else.
Yep.
The walk itself starts at 5:15.
So what's the route of the walk?
It's-
Just for someone who's never been or has
or
done.
like what
the
it is
route
we're doing.
itself, it's the plan is to be the same as the last few years, but it's not finalized yet. We're still waiting for
Okay.
finalization, but it is up in the Truro location on the website.
Okay,
It shows-
perfect.
And there will be maps available as well.
And it's downtown.
It's downtown.
So
Okay.
in this local area, the
It's-
distant options.
It's just I can't say the route when it's not.
Oh,
fully
no,
finalized,
that's
so-
totally fair. Yep, so.
But
you can-
anybody who has done it in the past, it's the goal is to have it the same as every other year.
Okay.
So and then after the walk, so when you're done walking your 2 kilometers, your 5 kilometers, your 10 kilometers, you come and we're gonna have a meal from 6 till 8 as well, and that's a hot meal to be provided for anybody that's walked, volunteered, and it's always a good time. Last year the turnout was phenomenal. And you can always get more details as well at cnoy.org/location/Truro, and maybe I'll go on to the Truro homeless media. And post
Yeah,
it
for
in the
Sure, yeah,
comment.
definitely.
Because this is nationwide, right?
It
So
is.
this is not
Yeah.
just for Truro, but all the funds,
This walk happens,
everything that's happening here stays in Truro, right?
so everything that's raised for Truro,
Yep.
yeah, it comes.
It's for
It's
Truro,
for
yeah.
Truro,
Okay.
Yeah.
but it's a Canada-wide event.
Yeah.
So and it's an amazing event that
Mhm.
it's,
So how do you do it? Do you do it independently? Do you do it as a team or?
So you can do it. You can go into the website. You can sign up as an individual just to walk.
Yeah.
Or you can build a team, or businesses can have their business challenges as well.
And stay
So
tuned because we've got
that's-
a challenge.
Segueing into what we're. Yeah. So right now we've set up to do a corporate challenge. So that's sponsored by Trobuzz, which is very lovely. It's they're offering a $100 certificate for business marketing.
Yep.
Which is amazing.
Thank you.
So that's the team that raises the most amount of fundraising money
Mhm.
for the coldest night of the year.
Mhm.
So so we're going to give $100 gift certificate,
Yeah.
and you get recognition on
On
all
our-
of your
yeah.
guys' platforms.
Mhm.
And they have a brand new website that's going to be out,
Yeah.
So
And,
you'll be featured on our website.
yeah.
And
and across Truro Buzz as well.
We really want to see you get into this. We
Yeah.
want to see one business challenge another business
Oh, buddy.
to raise that money. We want to see social media smack talk
Yeah.
saying that we're
Hashtag
going to
us.
raise the money. Yeah,
Yeah,
hashtag
hashtag us.
Trobuzz.
we might have,
Yeah.
We,
Oh,
we
yeah.
will be sharing that stuff.
might
So
have to build like a ring.
yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Get in the octagon.
Yeah.
I mean,
What
it's a
it
great
is.
opportunity to get out there with
Yeah.
your business folks
Yeah.
and make a corporate bonding event out of it, right?
And you
help
get
out
some
at the
cool
same time.
swag out of the deal too,
Yeah.
man. Look, check out these
So
hats.
anybody
Pretty
that signs
cozy.
up to volunteer gets a hat, and anybody that raises $25 or as a team $75 or more, they get a hat as well.
Okay, that's awesome.
So what we need from everybody as well is we need walkers out there collecting pledges. We need donors to sponsor the walkers, of course. We need volunteers to sign up to work the event itself, because there's a lot involved with it.
Mhm.
And then, of course, we need donations of food and beverages, pledges, any prizes or supplies, and just stuff along those lines.
So there's
Yeah.
lots of opportunity to help in
For
some
sure.
form or another,
Mhm.
There's
whether it's
no
time or
wrong
money.
way to help. Yeah,
That's awesome.
time or money.
I like
Time
that.
or money.
There's no wrong way to help.
Yeah.
That's such a good slogan.
And so, of course, you can contact me at 902-890-6161 or reach out to contact.thos@trollhomeless.ca, and that'll get you in touch with me to get this started, as well as you can go onto the website that was mentioned before that will be linked in.
Yep.
You can print out your pledge sheets to collect the pledges in cash or check form. and you can share the link to your team walk or your individual walk, which you'll find the link as well on your team page from the website. And
so you share that on your media platforms
so
as well, so like people can donate.
If you're a business, you can share it on your business platform.
Oh, that's fantastic.
If you're an individual,
Whole
you would
new
just
level.
share it on your Twitter or your Facebook or
Well, and
Instagram.
it's secure payment through PayPal as well. So, if you have a family member out in Alberta, you don't need to wait for their check. They can sign right onto your particular page.
Last year we had a walker who got people from Australia. So
Wow.
There's no limit to where it comes from.
Unfortunately, they need our help right now too.
Yeah.
And just to throw it back a little bit as to why these donations are so important is that they get so little funding from the government. That they really rely on these to fund the wages of the staff that runs it, the
cost of the building,
everything. So that's why stuff like this is so important, with how little or as much as you can donate.
So to talk about cost and the registration, of course, 10 years and under, it's free. But if you raise $75 more, you get the tube. And these are really warm and really comfy.
They're very comfortable.
Very fashionable.
Yeah.
I wear mine all the time.
And I get a pin here too.
Yes,
put mine
and
in.
we do have pins we give out as well. You can't really see them, but they're nifty.
Yours says mitt.
Mine says committed.
Committed. I see that. Oh, and she's
I
got
just
a
have the logo.
snowflake, and I've got the coldest night. And what do you got? It's cold out there. And
It is cold out there.
in English and en français.
Of course. So then for youth ages 11 to 17, it's $25 to register, or you can raise $75 as well. And then for adults 18 to 25, it's either $25 to register or raise $150 or more. And that's as a group.
Okay.
Checks, of course, can be made out to Coldest Night of the Year. If they get made out to Hub House, it's just another step for us. So getting them made out to Coldest Night of the Year.
And you're the treasurer,
Yes.
so we want to time it right.
So-
I was like, that's not in the notes.
That's fine.
Veering off script. Oh God.
I know.
And of course, we ask that you register online before February 21st, but you can do it on site as well.
Just makes the transition a little easier, right?
Yeah.
Time is limited, so if it's done beforehand, it's always.
Absolutely.
And again, you can walk alone or you can join a team.
But we want a team, and we want a corporate team, and we're
Yeah.
challenging.
I want people to tag who they want to do corporate challenges. Who would you love to see just lay the social smackdown on how much money they're going to raise and issue to other businesses in the downtown, in anywhere, in Colchester County?
Yeah.
Name businesses you want to take part in this. Who do you think should square off? Should we say, like, I don't know, Truro Police against Truro Fire? Who do you think's gonna,
Maybe.
I'm just throwing it out there.
It is an election year as well for the town.
Oh,
there
there
you
you
go.
go. There you go.
David, remember?
Yeah, we will find all
County
of the
Colchester
songs
versus
to vote. That's
There
right.
you go. Make sure you tag us in it, though.
Yeah, and tag hashtag Truro Buzz, because we will be sharing that. I would desperately love to see companies issuing challenge on their social media for Coldest Night of the Year to who can raise the most money.
That's so fun.
That Truro Fire's going right now.
They heard
They're
us.
ready. They're ready to go.
Either that or the police come in because we
Oh yeah, I did see Johnny Hunter on there earlier with a thumbs up. So
Oh, that's a fire
that
truck.
is definitely fire.
Truro Fire going.
Yeah, so then just to add to it, so obviously we've gone over the details of why it's important, what we're doing on the 22nd of February, but also other ways to help. So if this doesn't seem like something that you would be interested in, other things you can do. So if you're a business and you have a need for workers, give us a call. The Navigator's phone number is 956-3750. If you think, hey, maybe that would be a good fit for someone who, you have some temporary work or whatever. If you have affordable rental vacancies, you can be the determinator of that. I'm not sure how that works.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it would be great for us to be able to have some more options for the folks that are staying in the shelter.
Resources.
Yeah, exactly. Like and follow Truro Homeless Outreach Society on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. And look for our list of supplies, food needed for the shelter. You can consider a cash donation if you're willing to do something like that. As we mentioned, we get little funding high operation costs, especially right now for heat, insurance, wages for our night staff, building maintenance, that sort of thing. You can join our volunteer pool. I'm in there weekly. It is absolutely amazing. My daughter and I started volunteering at the shelter. She was going to go to university soon, so I thought I need some quality time. I want to spend some time with her that there's no screens and we're doing something that's helpful. And then I just never ever left.
On the wrong side, Facebook, Instagram, sorry.
We wrangle her into the board.
Yeah, and then they're like, bored? Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's great. I absolutely love it. I have such a passion for it. I feel like I go to work and I love my job. Don't get me wrong, my day job's fantastic, but I feel like I have such purpose when I volunteer. You can lobby your MLAs or your MPs to encourage them to fund affordable housing. It's a real issue. And also just be human. Say hello. When you see somebody on the street, whether they're homeless or not, say hello. Because maybe if they are homeless, it's mostly because they either have bad relationships with their family or don't have any family around. Like, it's nice to see a friendly face and someone that actually acknowledges that they're there. They're not invisible. So, yeah.
And don't assume.
Exactly.
Take away the assumption.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Do we have any questions?
Yeah.
Not at the moment. I just threw out that I want people to tag other businesses to challenge here. Johnny gave us a thumbs up a little while ago.
Johnny hung it. Oh, but
yeah. I said Truro Police and Truro Fire. Let's do this. I'm sorry. I'm going to knock this tripod over.
And when you think of coldest night of the year, what a great opportunity to get outside, but also, like I said before, get your group of people at your workplace together, sports teams, like all these kids
on
on
hockey teams. Yeah. What a great team building.
Yeah, like some will be, maybe playing hockey and won't be able to, which is totally fine. But yeah, any of your organizations where you can get some people together for a bonding experience, family reunion, make it a room.
And I know people are averse to the cold, but that's the point of this, is it gets them out to experience what these people experience every day.
Yeah.
You're only going to be out for an hour. These people are out 24 hours a day.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately the shelter, we don't have the resources or the staff to keep it open all day long. Mm-hmm. So, this is, if it was big enough, maybe we would have more funding. Maybe we could hire somebody.
Yeah,
for
I don't
the
know
day.
if a lot of people realize that either. It's not an open 24-hour facility. There's only certain hours that it can be open to have people in there. So when it's minus 20 out and in the middle of the day,
there's not a lot of options to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Thanks so much to everybody that jumped on.
Is that a question or challenge?
Someone did ask, she may have missed this, but how many people can Hub house a night, and how do meals work?
Perfect. Yeah, I can definitely answer that. So we have a 16-bed facility. So that means that we can have people, up to 16 of them, stay for the night. We've had to turn people away, which is sad, but fire regulations and whatnot. But
more frequently than we would like.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the most horrible thing to have to do, but the need is there. The meals, so we have meals prepared by, there's a few different volunteer positions. So one of them is called a team lead. They come in about 5 o'clock or so, start making the meal. Our doors open at 7. We have a few other people that come in through the evening to help serve and clean up after the meal. That meal takes place at 7 or so, and then we have a night staff that comes in at midnight. The night staff.
So for the meal, do you have to have your food handling safety course for that,
or
is it just
some trained staff with that for sure? Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So the meal gets served. We hang out, we chat. We're not counselors by any stretch of the imagination, but somebody wants to have a chat.
Your people.
Means it's great.
Your humans.
Yeah. Then night staff comes in, they do some cleaning and things like that overnight, and then they wake up in the morning, come downstairs, and then they are cooked a breakfast, and a bag lunch goes out the door with them when they leave.
So they get some snack on through the day.
Yeah. So for volunteer opportunities, like I mentioned, there's the team lead position. There is a position where if you didn't want to actually do the leadership part of it, you could just come in and cook. There's positions where you can come in throughout the day if the need's there. For organization in our basement, we have a lot of donations to sort through and that kind of thing.
Especially with Stanfield's clothing.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the look on their face when you bring a bag of brand new clothing and long johns and stuff, it was great. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming, and hopefully we can get some corporate challenges going out there and some teams, and maybe we can see some smaller kids that get involved and some hockey teams like we mentioned, and that's
it's a great opportunity, especially where you mentioned children. you can, model that empathy, model that, humanitarianism.
Absolutely.
And, show them that it's great to care. So,
yeah. And I know a lot of hockey rinks that I go to, and I don't know if they're able to do that. You have to clear that through the association. But like they do 50-50s every game.
Mm-hmm.
Why not donate one of those 50-50s to the Truro Homeless Outreach? Just throwing that out there. I don't know if that needs approval, but I thought, you don't even.
Sure.
Yeah. But anyways,
well, thanks so much for having us.
No problem.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much for coming. And just to reiterate, we throw out a challenge. So the corporate team that raises the most funds gets a $100 gift card from Truro Buzz, and that's going to go to social media marketing. And then so you'll get recognition on the Facebook page and social media sites for the Truro Homeless Outreach Society, plus our platforms as well. So lots of recognition and their new website, the new website, which would be very exciting. So thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. Please share this. It's very important. The fundraising is very important, especially for our local community. And thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having us.
It's so fun.
This was enjoyable.
Newsletter comes out tomorrow. If you're not getting it, sign up for it on the Facebook page.
Bye.
Hey, and if you have tried to get to the website, we're very sorry. It's currently down. It will hopefully please be back up tomorrow, but you can still get all of our information here on the social medias. my brain's stuck. Okay, time to go.
Instagram.